It is 5:36 a.m. on April 11th, 2023, and why in the fuck am I still awake? Uh, I just finished watching One Cut of the Dead, and yeah, it was great. Definitely a strong recommendation from me. On a 0 to 5 scale, I give it a solid 4. Um, it could be 5 material, but I think 4 is probably safer to say, at least in the meantime. Um, as far as like the overall vibes, the non-spoiler uh, information on the movie, I'd say that, like, I would say early on, I kind of wasn't sure how to feel about it in the early parts of the movie, but it really does come together in a very nice way. I think it's a very well constructed movie. It might seem a little weird at first. Just give it a little time, and I think it will grow on you. It's a uh, very nice. I really like what they put together here. Um, but yeah, you've probably heard people say that the movie is spoiler sensitive, and that is true. So I don't really want to get into too much detail about what I did and didn't like about it. Not even like in like a big like Shyamalan what a twist kind of way, but like uh, it's just nice. It's a really nice movie, and I don't want to set any pretenses for you. I would say if you're unsure about it, watch the movie and at least until you get to the scene with the man in the wheelchair. That's a really good way to signal you for how far you need to go before you pass judgment on it, without spoiling anything. So yeah, when you get to the scene with the man in the wheelchair, if you're still thinking, man, I just don't fucking care, then you can stop. But yeah, anyway, we're gonna move on from here into the spoiler territory. So yeah, final warning: stop this audio MP3, whatever, and just go watch the movie, and then you can come back because you definitely don't want to hear me explain it all before you see it for yourself. Um, but yeah, when I first saw it, I was very unsure. I didn't know what the hell to think for the first few minutes of this movie. Well, I kind of right at the start in the first. I almost said in the first shot, but it's all one shot, right? In the very first parts, when the girl has the axe, and it kind of is like it's shot like a little too tight, and the pacing is kind of weird, and the girl's acting is not amazing, and I was kind of like, okay, this is so obviously bad that it's got to be a movie in a movie. So actually, 4 seconds into the movie, I'm waiting for them to yell cut. Right? I'm like, okay, it's a movie, but that makes sense. The movie about a movie. Okay. And so then they did, and then that all played out. And there are a lot of moments in that first sequence when they're shooting the movie where there are parts that were just odd enough where I was all like, really? But not too odd to give away what they were doing. I really didn't know what was going on until the credits rolled, which I really appreciated. There were some scenes where it just like held for too long, and I was like, what the hell's going on? Like, some of the dialogue seemed so bad, and like, did they really think about this? It just seems so, like, what the hell are they doing? The woman starts giving, it slows down so much at one point, and the woman like starts showing them her little self defense things, and not only am I like kind of frustrated that the dialogue is so bad, but also just like, is this gonna be like her trait? Or are we gonna have like a zombie grab her from behind and she'll boom out of it, you know? And I was like, God, don't let it be that. And then it was that, and then she did that, and there were so many things like, with just like the timing that the director came in and out of the movie. It was like, okay, I get it, you're crazy, like that's what, like it just felt so slapped together and hacky, and then when then you get to the end on the rooftop scene, and I think the one part where they push this gimmick just a little bit too far is in the scene where she's holding the axe and is about to kill her boyfriend at the end of the original 30-minute movie. You know, the pauses are pretty long, and there are quite a few of them where it's so distracting. It's like, what the actual fuck is going on? Like, it's like, is she? My brain was racing trying to figure out what the fuck was happening. Like, is she like realizing that she has the power to stop time, or what? Is she like a Professor Xing him? What the hell's going on? It was very weird. But beside that whole beginning sequence paid off so well. And then of course, obviously, she kills him, kills the director, and then you have the credit roll, and then they yell cut again, and you realize that it's a movie and a movie and a movie, and yeah, it's really. After that, you have all the the setup for the production for the movie, all of the I think it goes back in time 1 month, right? And then we see all the events that lead up to the movie, and there's so many interesting things where you see parts of the movie in this setup, and you're all like, what the hell's going on? How is that going to tie in, right? Like, you see, it's so amazing how many times the movie makes you think, like really? And then it just ends up being like a brilliant 5D chess move later on down the line. Like, even after the 1 month flashback, which I immediately thought was brilliant and was already like totally on the movie's team after that. But then we introduce the director's family, and his wife is watching the self-defense videos, right? And I'm like, oh, okay, ha. So I recognize the self-defense thing from the zombie movie at the start, so I guess she's going to convince him to incorporate it, right? Like, that's so hacky. Like, what a bad idea. And then the movie knows this, though, because that was never in the script. They are just told to stall for time, and she was like, I guess I'll just do my self-defense stuff. Like, it's so funny how much I hated the self-defense stuff at more than one point in the movie, and it was just actually brilliant the whole way. This movie was constantly one step ahead in a very good and smart way. I love how many of those, obviously a lot of like the pauses and stuff were recontextualized as like technical difficulties during the live broadcast. I really, really liked actually how in the flashback the director's personality is so different from how it was in the original. It's so difficult to explain. We're talking about 3 movies here, right? But in the original movie, the live movie, the live broadcast movie, the half-hour one that the movie is about, right? He was such an asshole in the live broadcast, but then in the primary movie, in One Cut of the Dead, the movie that we're watching, the actual director character is like a nice guy, kind of timid even, you know what I mean? And then just like he's so different that like when we see the live movie again from the behind the scenes perspective, it kind of like shocked me seeing him be an asshole again, even though that's how he was from the start, So just really, really great. I also love how that, like, the actor who starred in One Cut of the Dead played a director who became an actor and also played, God, there's so much like meta wildness to this, because it's like you have the guy in One Cut of the Dead, and then he plays the guy who directed the live broadcast film, and then while directing that live broadcast film, he also has to play himself as the director in that film. It's just, yeah, it's it's really interesting. There are those scenes too where you can see like the cameras that are being used for YouTube, and then the cameras that are being used like for the initial horror movie fake out, right? So you have like the little 3 minutes of fake movie at the start, and then you have like the actual YouTube live streamed cameras, and then you have like the actual real movie studio cameras that were used for the movie that I'm watching. So it's like I'm looking through the layer 0 camera, and then the layer 1 camera is looking at the layer 2 camera to shoot the cheesy bad acting in the first scene. It's just so crazy. It's really, really fun how much meta stuff they have going on while using it elegantly in a like straightforward, not straightforward, but like a well-explained, like carefully nuanced, like meticulously constructed structure. You know what I mean? It's like going double meta is easy. Anybody can do that. But going double meta and like making it consistent and also using it for a frame as a framing device for like a good character drama, like with the dad and the daughter and the production of the movie going wrong and everyone working together to complete the live broadcast. Yeah, it was a shitload of fun, and it was really like, very sweet, like seeing the father and the daughter brought closer together by the movie. They didn't even need to do anything hacky with like the daughter like like with like the star like being like a huge asshole or anything. I think he was like ruder behind the scenes, right? But like it wasn't like a big cartoonish like, oh, he's not as cool in person or whatever, right? It was just like she was latching on to the movie star guy, but then she saw like how much of a movie making badass her dad was, and that was actually what brought them together, which I really liked a lot. Yeah, it just really great the whole way through. And there's so many little things that like I like how in the original crane shot, quote unquote, in the live broadcast film, it was so like weird. It was like there was that guy like climbing up a wall for this crane shot. What's going on? And then later on, you see a crane, and you're like, "Oh, okay, that crane's fucked," because they did not use that thing in the zombie movie. And I love that little that little tickle in the back of your head that it gives you when you put things together like that. It's like, yeah, there's so many like fun little details like that. And also, it was really nice. Like, I love how the movie took me from like kind of thinking like, what is this shit in the first few scenes, in the first half hour. I was really like, I went and I double checked actually. I paused the movie at I think the 14-minute mark. I paused it and I rechecked like the Rotten Tomatoes. And I was like, yeah, everyone fucking loves this movie. What the hell? What am I watching? And I went from that to and I don't usually do that, but I was just so skeptical. Like is it just the gimmick? Like what the hell's going on? But yeah, it took me from that to like seeing it all happen from the other side. It not only like it was really nice and satisfying seeing everyone's stories and see how it all come together, but it also kind of makes you sort of like proud of the original bad product, because you feel like you were a part of that disaster that made it happen. And it just it's so great. It's brilliant. I love this movie. Yeah, I don't even know what else to say. How long have I been going on for? Just over 12 minutes. Yeah, that's long enough, I think. Either way, One Cut of the Dead, great movie. I really hope that you watched it before you listen to me ramble about it. But yeah, I'm just gonna keep watching movies because I'm having a lot of fun doing that this week. And doing these little MP3s is kind of a good excuse to keep going, where maybe I'll watch a movie where I don't have much to say and can't do one of these, but it is a nice little, it keeps me in rhythm, right? You know, I watch a movie, make an MP3, watch a movie, and I like how that cycle is playing out. So maybe I'll just keep going.